Some of my earliest memories come from the What a Cartoon show, something that I feel we will never see in today's climate. It was introduced as a way of kind of giving time to animators to just make a pilot, and if it's popular, they might get a series out of it. That would never happen today. Even despite the fact that in today's climate it would be so easy because there's so many pilots that get so much attention online that if you just put a pilot up online and just go off of how many views it gets, you would instantly know if something is going to be a hit. Boom! The interaction between creator and fans has never been easier, and yet no studio takes advantage of it like they did back in the day. And because of the What a Cartoon show, we got the masterpiece that is Dexter's Laboratory. My God, some of my oldest memories are of cartoons because the mid 90s was a renaissance, a golden age for animation. When you wanted animation to just hit the right way, you could watch damn near any episode and you could take away a wealth of memories because it just there was passion there. There was such passion at that time. And studios were willing to indulge creators with that passion. And no man has more passion than Gendy Tartakovsky. This man loves his animation. He has worked in this industry for years, and he will continue to work in this industry for years. I remember watching that first episode, Changes, on the What Are Cartoon show, and I remember just loving it. It's just like, it wasn't that I was blown away, it was just fun. It was solid. It was interesting. A young boy with a lab hidden in his house and his sister who just for some reason just comes in and just terrorizes him left and right. It was fun. It was funky. It was weird. It was exciting. It was dramatic. It was everything you could want in a cartoon show. Something about Dexter's Laboratory. I don't know what it was. Maybe just the style, the premise. Anything could happen in this series, all through Dexter's inventions. And it was just a good time altogether. Sometimes Dee Dee got on your nerves a little bit, the annoying sister, even weirder that it was the older sister, but at the same time, he kind of made you wonder, did Dexter let it happen just because, well, if it couldn't stand up to Dee Dee, it wasn't made to last, or something like that? Justification for why she just came in and did everything that she did. I think there was an episode that actually kind of tried to explain that, like there was some deeper meaning behind it, but I fell off towards the later seasons because it's always weird when a creator leaves because you get two things that'll happen. Either it'll feel like, oh, nothing has really happened at all. A lot of people like to say, well, I was back when the creator was actually on it. Now, sometimes the team actually were the gold that made that series. They were the secret sauce. Yes, a creator came up with the premise, but it was the team behind it that really put in that work. But sometimes a creator leaves and somehow the series just doesn't work anymore. But again, that also because a lot of the team that worked on it from the jump bailed as well, went on to their own projects. And when I tell you that Dexter's Lab ended up being this hub because there's always these series that just are these hub for all these other creators to come in, do their thing, and they go on to create greatness. Dexter's Lab included the likes of Seth MacFarlane, Butch Hartman, John I can't say his last name, McIt McLeitner. I think, and Chris Salvano. We're talking people who have worked and still continue to work on some of the best animation today. If not today, like the past few decades, if nothing else. These guys are juggernauts of the industry. And without the likes of them, without the start that some of them got, the time they spent on this series, we might not have a lot of the best animation out there. Well, your mileage might vary on a few of them, but if nothing else, a lot of us love the products that came, and a lot of those products only came because of the involvement in Dexter's laboratory. Like the mid 90s were a godsend to animation. When you it, I took courses in animation a few years back. I got my degree, all that good stuff, but the fact that no teacher I had ever mentioned the people who worked on in Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, just like, yes, Disney is the king of animation. Don't get me wrong. But if you're not even talking about the influence that Genndy Tartakovsky and the people who worked at Cartoon Network, the influence that they had to this day in terms of animation. Animation on television would not be what it is today without any of these products. The fact that none of my teachers talked about that just shows how bad of a school it ultimately was. I know it's like, why you throwing shade like that, man? But seriously, I cannot under overstate this enough. Without Dexter's Laboratory, we never would have got Samurai Jack. Without Samurai Jack, cartoons would never have been taken as seriously as they were. That's not to say there weren't other cartoons that really could sell it, but Dex Samurai Jack won so many awards just purely because of its artistic way of doing things. And that was because Genndy Tartakovsky did the long con. He went from more childish shows that were kid friendly but still had substance to more serious and grounded shows like Samurai Jack. And then he went on to create more and more and more and more, up until now where he has Primal, which is very far from being child friendly. Like, dude, this man is just a masterwork in terms of animation. He knows his animation, and uh, he's worked with Steven Universe. He's the reason why the pilot got out. A friggin' series that just spanned a decade and had such an influence on people. Dude, come on. Come on. It's just he got to start on Batman Tiny Toon Adventures and Batman the Animated Series coming up. But again, it's because these people got the time to actually just sit down and have fun with animation. You could tell they were having fun. Ah, man, I love the movie Ego Trip. Like that was the peak. That was the peak for Dexter's Laboratory. Oh man, it's always a shame not to undermine Chris Savant. I know, and all that he did later down the line, but once the series kind of went over to him for the most part. And say what you will about the guy, consider all things considered. When a lot of the allegations came out with him and he got taken off to the Loud House. Loud House kind of just kept on chugging along like it never even happened. And that's the Morgan just like, well, that shows that it really was the team behind it. But they at least had a lot of good direction. But it's it just really showed the dip in quality in a lot of places. Something about the jokes, the way things were done. Maybe it was the new change in art direction, but that last season just did not click as well as I would have loved it to. And that really was a shame. The last two seasons, I think it was. I'm not really sure. It was when that change in art style happened. I don't know if that was season three or season four, but there was a severe dip in the way that they did things that just really stood out to me. It was a shame. It really was a shame, but I still loved this series. I still hold it in the highest regard. I have the best memories of Dexter's Laboratory. I really do. And I really wish I had taken it more serious back in the day. I saw it as just something fun, but I really do wish I had just taken some pages from that and did my animation based on that. Not tried to go, overly detailed or overly serious, because Dexter is just the most a fairly simple design, and there's reasons behind that. But I've rambled on enough. But that's what this series makes me feel. It's invigorating. It's inspiring. It just pushed what you could do with something like this, and it was just fun. From segments to the side segments, like Dial M for Monkey, the Justice Friends. Like, come on. If you didn't like the main Dexter's Laboratory, you at least loved one of the recurring segments. Like, you don't get that kind of stuff in today's animation, and it is a shame. It really is a shame, because there was so much fun to be had, and animations fans ate well during this time. And you can thank Dexter's Lab and a whole host of other animations at this time for helping to make it so that so many other animations could run where Dexter's Lab walked. But maybe I'm giving it too much credit. Maybe you have different memories towards Dexter's Laboratory and you want to share them. Feel free in the comments section below. I would love to hear from you. Let's share this love for this series. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.